And I always grew up with a camera around me, whether it was in my face or eventually in my hands when I'd run off with her camera on like a family trip or something. I'm Colin Boyle, and I'm a photographer and general assignment reporter at Block Club Chicago. I was always surrounding myself with photography, and I was doing high school cross country and track photography for a news outlet. Not really like thinking, oh, this is photojournalism. And it's never registered as I'm just doing my favorite thing to do, taking photos of life and people in action. What really clicked though is, I guess, when I was in high school, I was photographing my friend's baseball game at our high school stadium, and we look to the outfield, and there's a big billowing cloud of smoke just about a mile away. And so halfway through the game, my friend and I get in his car, and we drove to this fire and got some pretty wild photographs of the action and the fire response. And the photos ended up, I posted them on Twitter. They ended up on like ABC7 or something. They kind of just yanked my Twitter back when that was okay. So that was a moment where I was like, all right, photojournalism. This is what I think I'm going to do. I had a genuine sense of curiosity, and I knew that others around me would also be sharing that same interest and wonder as to what is going on in the community that we were in. So I set off to make sure that I and my neighbors were correctly informed as to what was going on. What I really try and do is I try to make sure that I approach each story as if it is, as important as, a presidential story, et cetera, et cetera. I really try, as a local reporter, I really try to do my best to, put in the time and effort and interest in each story to make sure that the voices that are being uplifted in the story matter and are given the right attention and focus. And that on the flip side, as a journalist, that I'm making the right intentions to connect with the sources and neighbors and everyone else in between to convey the best story I can, whether it be visually, through reporting, and both typically. I love any story where I can connect with the people that I'm documenting and their stories on a visual and humanistic level, where there's many stories that I'll embark on that I hardly pick up a camera at all. We end up just chatting the whole time. And that's just as important to me as getting in there and getting a photograph of a president or a mayor. Or there's, with the gutting of the local media industry nationwide, worldwide, et cetera, there's been a dramatic drop in trust and understanding of what journalism is and what it's about. And also on the flip side, there's been decades of wrongdoing or misinterpretations or really just unethical and frankly racist practices within the media industry that precede our time. And it's upon us as local journalists to help bridge that gap, be a fountain of information and trust, and present an opportunity for our neighbors to have a platform for their own understanding of what is going on around them, and for them to have a chance to ask questions as well upon the media landscape here, to understand what we're doing just as much as we want to understand what is going on in the communities that we report on. Gosh, I would love to see my career continue down a path of being a source of information that people can trust and get a better understanding of the world around them through my reporting and through the images that I make, if I'm lucky enough to. I would love to be able to maintain that role, or even not just, I'm not even assuming that I have that role currently. I would love to earn that role within our community here in Chicago and at large, for people to understand what is going on in Chicago, and then a hyper local standpoint of sharing information here.